Donnelly.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I am delighted to support this bill and to have served on the Bill Committee with my fellow colleagues. I also echo and commend the work of my honourable friend, the member for Harrow East, who I've seen work tirelessly on this bill and give 100% commitment, as well as garnish cross-party support. Quite an achievement. It is also important to note the level of involvement and input from local authorities up and down the country, and also national homelessness charities. But we should also note the dialogue that each of us have had with our own charities. I have been a long-term supporter of a homelessness charity in my constituency called Doorway in Chippenham, whose views on this bill have proved invaluable in giving me a greater detailed insight into understanding the exact impact it would have on the ground. Madam Deputy Speaker, there's already been some talk today about what this bill does not cover, and that's despite what my honourable friend pointed out, it being one of the longest ever private members' bills and perhaps the most expensive. So I do think it is important that we emphasise what it does cover. We must remember, yes, there is so much more to be done, and yes, this bill will not do everything that we hope it can ever achieve. It will not be a cure-all, but the legislation has not been changed in 40 years, so perhaps this is a monumental step forward. The key aspect of this bill is about prevention. It does exactly what it says on the tin, basically. And yes, it is true that some local authorities are already going above and beyond, but that is not consistent. In fact, it's patchy up and down the country. This bill would end the atrocious postcode lottery and ensure that one minimum high standard would be seen across the country to address and prevent homelessness. It would give local authorities guidance and create a level playing field, ending the hit-and-miss policy that has gone on for far too long. Madam Deputy Speaker, prevention really is the key. Perhaps the key element of the bill, I believe, is the prevention duty for local authorities to help within 56 days rather than 28. Prevention will mean that local authorities have the ability to help whilst there is still time. That action is taken before complex needs develop any further, a point that's been raised a number of times by local charities to me. It will save the local authorities, the NHS and other bodies money in the long run. It will prevent CCJs, like has been mentioned today, and other things alike, and ensure that desperate people really do have the opportunity to get back on their feet. It will free up homelessness charities to have more time to help effectively. But above all, prevention is the right thing to do. My honourable friend for Harrow East said that if one person is sleeping rough on the streets, it's one too many and it's a national disgrace. And I would like to agree fundamentally with him. I believe that the key role of MPs for all of us is to create opportunities and to help the vulnerable and the needy in our society, whatever party we are. And surely this bill goes right to the heart of that. Madam Deputy Speaker, I know that other people want to speak and I never intended to speak long because I've spoken numerous times in this House about this issue. So I'll finish now by reaffirming my support for this bill and its intention to prevent homelessness.
David McIntosh.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. It's a pleasure to speak in today's debate and to support my honourable friend, the member for Harrow East, in his private members' bill. He deserves